Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd do a little stock update here for everybody who watches. As you can see, this is my YouTube portfolio, and honestly, not much has changed since the last February update. What has changed is my purchase of IVV. So I purchased another one of my steadfast, steady ETFs here, IVV. It is the value fund of the iShares account here. And I have, I don't have a ton of this in my main portfolios, but I should have more because this, out of these three, IVE, IVW, and IVV, it has seen the largest growth, which is great. So I decided to invest in that. And with the volatility in the stock market right now, I've lost quite a large amount of money, I guess, to me over the last month because of, needless to say, poor political decisions on the right side. All the stock prices are away from their 52-week highs, especially Nvidia. But honestly, I'm not worried about it because this is the time to buy for a lot of you out there. And it is the time to buy for these kind of the mainstays of the stock market. So you got your Berkshire Hathaway, IVE, IVV, IVW. Those are really good bets to get into when you want to make money in the future and you want to see good growth in the long haul. So if we take a look at IVV here, you can see that if we click on it, you can see that it has had steady growth. If my internet will allow me, you can see that it has had steady growth over the last 1 month, even year, even 5 years. Not necessarily the 1 month, but the 5 months, or 5 months, 5 years. You could see that it has had fairly steady growth over the 1 year. I should say not 5 years, my apologies. It's seen a substantial growth, but of course now we're on a decline there at the end. Over the last 5 years, I'm not sure why this hasn't. There we go. That's correct. My internet is really slow because we're dealing with a winter storm. So our Wi-Fi is out, but our electricity works. So if you look even at the 5 year here, how much of this has grown since 2020? And I wish back then, when I was just starting out my career, I had more money to put into this. And at the time, $300 seemed like a lot of money. But now when it's basically doubled to $600, it really doesn't seem like a lot of money. You know, hindsight is 2020, and if I would have known how much this ETF grew over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 6, 7 years, I would have put more money into this IVV. And there's no reason why you wouldn't want to not put money into it now. I mean, even a year ago in February when it was 514, I thought, shoot, I'm not going to put any money into this because it's, we're not going to see that much more growth. But lo and behold, it grew another $100 over the course of a year, and that's a large amount of growth, which is good. And so as you can see, we backed away from our 52-week range high, but that's okay. As we take a look here, our market returns over the last 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, it's really great. It really is. This is an easy way to put your money into the market and just see growth over time. It's going to take time. That's something that, when you're in your 20s like I am, you've got all the time in the world theoretically to watch this ETF grow, which is why I have a lot of my money into IVE, IVV, and IVW in those ETFs because you're guaranteed to show growth. It is truly a guarantee that you're going to grow your money over 5 or 10 years. it's as sure as the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. I mean, you're going to grow your money. You can look at any one of these 3 ETFs and see that they are going to grow. Essentially because they are invested in so many different companies. You've got Nvidia in these. You've got Walmart, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple. All the big companies. And you could see here over the last 5 years of IVW. Again, look at that growth. I wish I had more money to put into this. I mean, it's just astronomical, the growth here. You can see 5 years ago was actually the dip of COVID. And that's when I invested all my stimulus money into COVID. And then you saw the growth after COVID of how much, everything went up. And then we saw another little recession in the market until about January of 2023. And then again, it just continuously grew over the next few years. But again, I think we're going to see a slump again in the economy. Now, that's just me. I'm no expert. I don't do this as my profession, so don't listen to me on that aspect of it. I'm just a business owner. But I think we're going to see a little bit of a slump again in the economy because of what is going on politically right now. And we could see long-term effects of that too going into the next 2, 3, 4 years. So again, you're looking at the life of the fund. You're always guaranteed growth. The 10-year, you're going to see growth. 1 year, 3 year. I mean, you cannot go wrong with these ETFs because you're going to always see growth. And hopefully here I can get back. And we're back. Sorry about that. The internet, again, like I said, is very slow right now because I don't have Wi-Fi. So, you're always guaranteed to see growth with the S&P 500 ETFs that I told you about, just to recap the video. But again, you're looking at the S&P 500 index. You're up 14%. If you just put most of your money into that, you're good to go. You really are. Even like a Berkshire or let's just say you have a company like I have Amazon. I use Amazon all the time. I use it every day for my business to order stuff. I'm invested in that company, and I've seen growth since its initial investment period when I wish I would have got in earlier, but I didn't. But I've still seen growth. Nvidia too, even though I'm not keen into that company. I know a lot of people that have Nvidia GPUs. And another great one, Walmart. Again, I use Walmart all the time for my business, ordering and buying stuff. If you just look at your big companies in the market, your multi-billion-dollar or your trillion-dollar companies, those are pretty much a really good go-to when you're trying to update your portfolio and make some money. And again, you don't need a ton of money to get into the market. I always felt when I first started, I started in high school, and I really didn't see any gains until I really got my first job. Then I started to see some gains, but realistically, you don't need a lot of money to get started in the market. That money grows, and God, look at Berkshire Hathaway B. Again, I wish I would have got into this a year ago or even more. It's just crazy how much that's grown. But even the 5-year, it is unbelievable. Look at that. During COVID, it's down to 169. Now it's up to 513. And we're going to see another dip again, but it's truly amazing. Wow, it is amazing. But like I was saying, if we just go back to the homepage here, you don't need a lot of money to get started. You have to start someplace. It's not like you can just throw in $10,000 into the market. Not a lot of us can do that, myself included. It's just about dollar cost averaging into the market and putting in money here and there. I try to max out my Roth IRA each year, and then any money extra, I just have that ACH'd out of my account into my Fidelity, and then you don't have to worry about that money. You just automatically know that it's going in there. You treat it as income that you don't have, and boom, there you go. You just forcibly take that money as soon as you get your paycheck and put it into your Fidelity account or Charles Schwab, whatever you use for your online trading. And you don't have to have a lot of money to start. Like I said, yes, it's nice to have $1,000 here and there to put in, but if you can allocate even $40, $50 a week, you don't even have to do that. $5 a day into the market, and boom, now you're making some gains year over year over year, especially at a young age, and hopefully you'll be a millionaire someday, especially if you start at a young age. That's something that young people don't understand. If you've got $5 here, $5 there, just throw it into a Fidelity account. Invest in an S&P 500 and get in that good habit. And then when you start making more money, you can invest more money into the market. You just have to have a decent lifestyle to live. And yes, you still want to have a fun lifestyle and live and buy the stuff that you want. But any extra free money, if you can start when you're young, in 20, 30 years, that's going to be worth so much more money because of the way the stock market increases in value. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you at that, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.